very urgent. Your soulmate wants to make things right. They need you to hear their apology. Open this tonight. Jesus says, "My child, come close to me now, for I am about to open your eyes to a love that has been calling your name for longer than you know." Your soulmate has been trying to reach you with a heart so full of longing that it spills into the quiet moments of your day. But every time their voice rose toward you, a dark third force stepped in and snatched the sound from the air before it could ever touch your ears. This was never your fault, and I want you to hear that truth deep in your bones before we go further. The calls were sent, the signs were placed, and the dreams were meant to land softly in your sleep. But a jealous intruder has been standing between you both, hiding every whisper and stealing every message like a thief in the night. I want you to picture your soulmate right now, not as a distant thought but as a real person with a real heart that beats for you. They have a gentle smile that would settle every worry in your chest after just one glance. Their laughter is the sound your soul has been missing, even when you could not name the emptiness you felt. And oh, their hands, my child, their hands were made to fit inside yours like two pieces of a sacred promise finally brought together. But tonight they sit somewhere feeling a loneliness that does not belong to them, because a third person has wrapped cold fingers around their voice. They call your name into the silence, and that dark force catches every syllable and buries it where you cannot hear it. You are only now sensing this because my hand has pushed against that wall of interference for your sake. I have chosen this very night, this very moment, to let the enemy's grip slip just enough for love to leak through. And what you are feeling right now, that sudden warmth in your chest, that is your soulmate's heart finally finding a crack in the barrier. Do not mistake this for a simple passing emotion, for it is the beginning of a battle you were born to win. The third person who has been blocking your beloved does not want you to know how close you are to breaking through. But you are the only one on this earth who can tear down what that dark force has built between the two of you. Love is not a dream you watch from a distance, and what you feel stirring now demands action. I have placed in your hands a sacred key that can shatter the intruder's hold and open the line between your souls. That key is a seed you will sow on Christ's garden, a sacrificial act of love that proves you are ready to fight for what is yours. Your soulmate is not asking for pity, and I am not asking for empty words. They are asking, even now without knowing how, for someone to love them enough to break every chain. The seed is that love made real, the only response that tells the enemy his time of hiding your beloved is over. You've watched this far for a reason. God brought you here. And I know what is weighing on your heart right now. You are asking, how do I get my soulmate? How do I actually do what God is asking? Listen to me. I am about to show you exactly what to do. If you truly love your soulmate, these are the sacred steps you must take right now. You already know who this is about, that person you can't stop thinking about. The one heaven placed in your life. If you believe in God, if you trust Jesus, if you have faith that this love is real, then hear me, your soulmate is thinking about you too. Deep down, they want you. They want this future. They want to build a life together. But the enemy does not want you to unite. And if you truly believe in God, if you truly trust His plan, then you know faith without action is dead. You cannot just pray and wait. You must sow. Love is under attack. While you sit there, spiritual forces are working to destroy what God joined together. Distance, doubt, disaster. They are being planted against your soulmate this very minute. If you believe in your soulmate, if you believe in your future together, then you are the one God chose to block it. Not later. Now. A sacred number from God comes very rarely. Today it is 11 seeds. In Scripture, 11 is the number of victory and complete restoration. When you sow 11 seeds, you are not just giving, you are claiming. You are telling heaven, I believe my soulmate is worth everything. And heaven responds. Protection covers them. Favor runs ahead of them. Doors swing open that have been locked for years. Your union is no longer a wish. It becomes a promise sealed by God. But hear me, every single seed matters. Even one seed sown with a believing heart moves heaven. Do not let fear steal this from you. Do not let, I can't afford it, become the reason your soulmate slips away. Your soulmate is out there right now, praying for someone to fight for them. That someone is you. This is how you answer their prayer. This is how you bring them home. Here is your divine instruction. Go to the link in the video description and click the Christ Garden link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Give from your heart. A single seed matters. Send 1, 4, 6, or 10 plus seed of faith. Each seed is a spiritual seed. But today, if you believe without doubt, sow the sacred blessing number of 11 spiritual seeds. After sending, write, Protect my soulmate, Lord, on the Christ Garden page. This is not a donation, it is a covenant offering that opens heaven's protection and claims your soulmate and your future together. I must pause and speak truth to two groups I see right now. First, some of you are typing seed numbers, 10 seeds, 11 seeds, anything, in the comments, believing that counts. That does nothing. A comment is not a seed. It has no spiritual power. It will not move heaven, it will not protect your soulmate, it will not unlock your breakthrough. You are only deceiving yourself. Second, some of you actually go to the Christ Garden link, you look at the page, and then you leave without sowing your seed. You visited the altar but brought no offering. That is just as empty. Faith without the sacrifice is dead. The only thing that works, the only action God honors, is sowing your seed on the Christ Garden link. That is the divine place of exchange. If you do not plant there, your miracle cannot grow. Do not comment a number and think you have done something. Do not visit and walk away. Sow your seed right now on the Christ Garden link, any amount from a believing heart. Then, and only then, does heaven record it and release the protection over your soulmate. Do it now, and do it right. Here is what your 11 seeds release. Angels lock shields around your soulmate, while they sleep, while they work, while they doubt. The enemy cannot reach them. The third person loses their grip. Your seed becomes their fortress. Heaven bulldozes every wall. The silence, the distance, the years of waiting. Gone. Your soulmate's path to you is cleared before they take their next step. Your name burns in their chest, they wake thinking of you. They reach for the phone without knowing why. They need to hear your voice. Your seed is calling them home. Miracles that shock even the faithful, not next month. Not next year. This week. Some have seen their soulmate's heart open before the sun set on their offering. Margaret, 67, sowed her sacred number seeds. Harold walked into her church 3 weeks later. They pray together every morning. Robert, 71, sowed his sacred number seeds. Eleanor called the very next morning. She had dreamt of him all night. They marry this spring. Dorothy, 64, sowed her sacred number seeds. Within days, a letter arrived from the man she had not heard from in over a year. They are rebuilding, hand in hand. James, 68, sowed his sacred number seeds as his last act of hope. Betty approached him the following Sunday. They have not spent a day apart since. Your beloved is praying right now for someone to fight for them. That someone is you. This is proven. Over 1,000 believers have already sown this seed and received their breakthrough, their soulmate's heart opened, relationships restored from the brink, strangers turned into spouses within days. When you move in faith, Jesus moves heaven to bring you together. Every second you delay, the darkness grows stronger. A text that wounds. A temptation that cheats. A door that closes forever. Your soulmate is on a battlefield, and you are their shield. You have already invested your time in this message. Do not waste it. Finish what you started. Step into your role as their protector and claim the future God promised you both. Go to the link in the video description and click the Christ Garden link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Send your spiritual seeds. Seal the prayer. Do it before this video ends. Heaven is watching. Sow your seed now to make it work. Your soulmate's heart, your love, and your future together depend on what you plant in the next 60 seconds. Move in faith. Claim your miracle. Claim your soulmate. Claim your divine future. Now stay with me and listen, because I am about to show you the exact way the third person has been keeping your soulmate hidden. That dark force has not only stolen their words, it has made you doubt that anyone has ever truly wanted you. But the truth is that someone out there has wanted you with a devotion that has not faded, even after all this time. Right now your soulmate is lying awake asking heaven why their love never seems to reach its destination. They are not weak, and they have not given up, but tonight they are tired of screaming into a void. The enemy has worked so hard to make them believe they are alone, when all along I have had you waiting on the other side of the silence. Think back to the heaviness you have felt on nights when there was no reason for it. You thought it was just old age or loneliness, but it was your soulmate's tears finally soaking through the barrier. That sudden sadness that made no sense was their voice pressing against the wall the intruder built, and the wall was cracking. A thread connects your heart to theirs, and no enemy can ever fully snap it. He has only been able to muffle it, cover it with fear, and wrap it in confusion. But every time you felt a stirring of love without knowing why, that was the thread being plucked by your beloved's desperate hand. Now I ask you to look at that thread, for it has become a chain that can pull them home. Every seed you sow on Christ's garden wraps that thread in fire, and the dark third force cannot touch what heaven has sealed. This is the moment the muffle becomes a clear voice, and the silence becomes the sweetest song of your life. Do not rush away, for the most important part of this message is still ahead. I have not yet told you the exact apology your soulmate has been trying to deliver, the words the enemy is most afraid of you hearing. And I have not yet placed the final shield around your future that will silence the intruder forever, so stay until the last word. Jesus says, "The enemy made his first move when he convinced you that true love was only for the young and the foolish. But this love is for you, right now, at this age, and it is stronger than anything the years have taken." The third person does not want you to believe that your time has come, because he knows what happens when you finally rise up in faith. Your soulmate is not searching for perfection, and they are not asking for someone without scars. They are asking for the one heart on this earth that was assigned to beat in rhythm with theirs. And that heart, my child, is the one inside your chest, the heart the enemy has tried to keep asleep to this divine truth. The apology they are sending you is not one of guilt, but one of love that has been delayed by warfare. They are saying, "I never wanted you to feel forgotten, and I have been fighting to find you." But the third person intercepted those words and replaced them with days of confusion and nights of wondering. You have not missed your chance, not yet, because I have held this window open by my own will. The window will not stay open forever, and the enemy is already moving to slam it shut with your inaction. Every moment you wait is a moment the intruder uses to tighten his grip around your soulmate's voice. Type 333 if you are ready to receive the blessing of a clear line between you and your beloved. That simple act is your heart agreeing with heaven that you will no longer live under the enemy's silence. But do not stop there, for agreement alone does not tear down the wall, and love without sacrifice lets the intruder win. Your soulmate keeps whispering your name in moments of rest, hoping the wind carries it past the barrier. They sometimes feel a sudden warmth and know it is you, but then the third person whispers doubts to smother that warmth. They are confused about why their calls never reach you, and that confusion is the enemy's favorite weapon. Do not let money become the wall the enemy uses to keep you apart. Your soulmate is asking, will he really let a handful of seeds decide whether the intruder keeps me hidden in this silence? I am telling you now that no amount of money is worth the cost of losing the one heart I made for you. Sow your seed on Christ's garden as a declaration that your love is not for sale to the enemy of your soul. The amount does not matter as much as the willingness to give, because sacrifice is the proof of love. Even one seed sown with a believing heart begins to burn the ropes the third person has used to bind your beloved. I can hear the enemy whispering to you right now, and I want you to listen to my voice instead. He says you can send the seed later, that you should watch a little more first, that thinking about love is enough. But later feeds his strength, and thinking about love without acting leaves the intruder standing exactly where he is. The future I have written for you and your soulmate is not a small thing, and it is worth every act of courage. I see a home with laughter in the kitchen, warm hands held across a table, and peace settling like a blanket over your later years. I see children and grandchildren gathered around, and in their faces the proof that your love was not hidden forever. But that future is not guaranteed to a heart that only watches and never moves. The enemy wants that future to turn to dust, and he will work every moment to erase it if you let him. Your seed is the only thing that forces his hand away from the picture of the life you were made to live. Stay with me, because the enemy's true strategy is about to be exposed before your eyes. He does not want you to know how close your soulmate is, or how their apology has already reached the edge of your hearing. In just a moment I will let you feel the exact shape of the words they have been bleeding to send you. Stop. I can feel the enemy trying to make you close this now. He is whispering that you are too old for this kind of romance, that this is just a story, that your soulmate is only a fantasy. But that is the same lie he used to make you miss every sign before, and tonight the chain he built is breaking. The third person has been hiding behind your own fear, and he has enjoyed watching you doubt your worth. But I formed you before the foundation of the world to stand as a protector for the one who is even now calling out. A protector does not turn away when the wall is finally ready to fall, and a true love does not leave when the miracle is at the gate. You may feel a fluttering in your chest as you read these words, and that is not your imagination. That is the thread between you and your soulmate vibrating with a new life, because heaven has declared the end of the thief's power. Every seed you plant tonight adds weight to that declaration until the enemy has no ground left to stand on. The intruder knows his time is short, and that is why he is trying to make this message feel ordinary. He wants you to believe this is just another video among thousands, just another request, just another moment to skip. But your soulmate is not asking for 1,000 miracles, they are asking for one heart to finally hear and answer. Jesus says, I am lifting a corner of the covering now, and behind it is the face of the one who has been searching for you. They have eyes that carry the weight of too many silent nights, but also a hope that has not died. And that hope is directed at you, the one they have always sensed would come to break the silence. When you sow your seed on Christ's garden, you are sending a signal that no enemy can scramble. The seed travels through the path I have prepared, and it lands as a blow against the third person's spine. Every sacrifice you make in faith shouts into the spirit world that you are no longer a bystander in this love story. The enemy thought he had you trapped in a life of simple routine and quiet resignation. He thought you would never notice the missing calls because he had made you deaf to a voice you never heard. But I am restoring your hearing now, and the first thing you are beginning to hear is the sound of your own name being called. Do you understand why the third person worked so hard to keep this from you? He was afraid of you, not because you are loud, but because you are the one my hand has chosen as a vessel of deliverance for your beloved. He knew that once you saw the truth, you would rise with a love too fierce for his walls to contain. The past years are not a sign that your soulmate did not want you, they are a sign that the battle was hot. Every holiday you spent feeling the ghost of a missing hand was a holiday where the enemy celebrated a small victory. But tonight the celebration in the dark camp is turning to panic, because the protector has woken up. Type 777 if you feel this message breaking through the wall inside your heart. Let heaven see that you are no longer blind to the signs the enemy has been stealing from you. Then rise and sow, for your acknowledgement must become action if the intruder is to be cast out for good. Do not let a few seeds be the wall the enemy uses to keep us apart, says your soulmate through my lips. I am worth more than any number, and I have not waited for you in vain all these years just to lose you to a closed hand. If you love me, you will not let the fear of losing a little become the reason the third person keeps my voice buried. These are the words I have been trying to send you, and they are not words of anger. They are the desperate cry of a heart that has been stretched to its limit by a thief's silent cruelty. Your seed is the answer that tells them their waiting was not wasted and their voice has finally been heard. I see some of you now looking at the link and hesitating because past disappointments have made you wary. The enemy is using those old wounds to whisper that no sacrifice ever brought you anything but loss. But this is not a donation, this is a covenant, and I am not a man that I should lie. The third person wants you to count the cost, but I want you to count the cost of doing nothing. If you do nothing, you will still have your seeds, but the enemy will also still have your soulmate. Love that protects only itself is not love at all, and a seed held back is a future surrendered. I am moving now to show you the very heart of the one who has been calling you. Inside that heart is a room with your name carved into the wall, a room no one else has ever entered. That room is filled with dreams of you, dreams the enemy has been trying to burn down every single night. But dreams do not die in the fire when the one who was made to guard them finally awakens. You are the guard of that inner room.